Welcome to the Porn Reboot podcast, where you get practical tips to gaining control over your porn or sex addiction. We help ambitious men end their out-of-control sexual behavior with pornography, sex, and masturbation so that you can maximize your life, perform at your potential, and remain in control in the driver's seat, which is where you have to be in order to gain or maintain the success you want in life. I'm your host, J.K. Amazi, certified sex and porn addiction recovery coach. Welcome to the episode. "Why do you work out so much?" she purred, running her fingers across the bulging vein of my bicep. See, I was flabbergasted at this point because this had to be the dumbest question I had heard in a minute. I searched her face, looking for hints of a joke, sarcasm, or some sort of shit test. But no, her pretty little forehead was furrowed in genuine confusion. "Like, really? You work out a lot." The conversation went on to cover how she didn't work out, how she hated it, how she wasn't attracted to guys who were muscular, blah, blah, blah. Every desire that I had to do unspeakably pleasurable and intimate things with that woman died the moment her intimacy questioned my desire to work out. Needless to say, I didn't see her again. This conversation happened on a date 18 years ago, and I still randomly think about it. Now, while I've matured quite a bit since then in my responses to certain things, I've never stopped thinking about how stupid someone sounds when they ask me some version of, "Why do you work out so much?" I still see that pretty face with its genuinely furrowed brow over and over again, innocent and oblivious to the fact that without my medicine, I wouldn't even be capable of sitting in front of her. It's kind of like asking a devout Christian, "Why do you pray so much?" We don't pray to be saved or to be blessed. We pray for the strength, the wisdom, the guidance, the belief, and discernment to use what God gave us. We work out for similar reasons. See, I'm a former porn addict who has overcome, and when I say overcome, the truth is I've learned how to manage severe learning disabilities and a host of other bullshit that was put upon me growing up in order to make something of myself. And working out and fitness was one of the things in my toolkit which saved my life. And I will never stop talking about it. See, men who have overcome the craziest odds, and that is usually my fellow rebooting brothers, understand exactly what I mean. The things which saved you, my brother, you will need to call on them and everything else which accompanied it one more time. Because history, right now in this moment, is repeating itself. And there is going to be a lot of pain, there's going to be a lot of suffering, there's going to be a lot of turmoil and loss. And only the best prepared, the most flexible, the most well-connected, the most mentally and physically resilient will make it. And some of you are just stacking on, piling on fat, as if you're going into hibernation or some shit to sit out this season. You're drinking, you're smoking weed, you're brain rotting on social media and pornography, while the world as you know it changes rapidly. Brother, you need to wake the fuck up. If you're stuck, transforming your physique and getting fit is the easiest way to start jumpstarting your life. You know, earlier in life, it may have been out of habit, right? Maybe back in the day you were an athlete and you just kept working out to keep up. And later on in life, you may have done it to look attractive, maybe in your late 20s through your early 30s. But now, in this day and age, you and I need to work out to survive. And a reminder of just a few reasons. Number one, you are judged by how you look. So like it or not, you will be treated, quote unquote, well, neutral, or not well, based on how you look. So if you're dating, having an aesthetic body is going to give you an edge. You will be taken advantage of if you look or if you are weak. You will be picked last or completely overlooked if you look or if you are weak. one of the reasons. The second one is your income depends on how you look. I know it's debatable. I know there's some of you who people never see your face and you make money. I know there's some of you who you're just like, yeah, just do the most basic job and you make money, okay? And that's fine if you're one of those people who's fortunate enough to never have to be in front of other people. But for an average loser like myself, improving my physique gained me clientele who wanted to work with a coach who was in shape. And don't get me wrong, I improved and got better at the work that I do as a coach, but I gained an extra edge when I actually was in shape. I didn't stay in shape for my clients, I stayed in shape for me. But I found that my ideal clients, high performing men, are more likely to work with me when they look at me and they go like, this is the dude I want to be like. I don't want to look exactly like him, but I want to be maxing out my potential as well physically. See, most of my executive clients are also former athletes. Men respect men who take care of their health. Men respect strong men. And in case you haven't noticed, now, this time in history is a time for strong men. The third reason is you're going to be happier. Your body releases endorphins when you work out. My 2 workouts a day put me in a great mood, and when I'm in a great mood, I want to help my clients more. Now, you can worry about the economy, about politics, or about being persecuted, and you can get sad about that, or you can physically force your body into happiness. Fourth, you'll be smarter. Exercise boosts I call it the almighty BDNF, which is brain derived neurotrophic factor, which is basically a protein that is necessary for neuron growth, for survival, and connections. It's also very useful for enhancing learning, memory, and mood. You need this to win. Now, you can feel slow, fatigued, sluggish, uncertain, fearful, and depressed, and you can get taken advantage of by the predators of this new age. Or you can live in a state of perpetual ideas, problem-solving ability, mindfulness, optimism, and happiness. The choice, my brother, is yours. And it all begins with using your physical body to access the mind and spirit. Your body, it holds your pain, it holds your trauma, and it holds all your deficiencies. It has weaknesses and strengths. So there are lessons to be learned through both of those. What we do at Optimum U, which is a branch of Porn Reboot and Elevated Recovery, is that we teach you to optimize your body. What does optimize mean? Optimize means to make the best or most effective use of a situation, an opportunity, or a resource. And Optimum U does just that. All you need to do is give us 90 days, and our health coaches will get you and your body into the best shape ever. And we will put you in a situation where you are ready to not just survive the impending changes in our world, but to thrive in a crisis. And in the description below this podcast episode, you're going to see a link to join us this month for only $28. That's it. At the time you're listening to this, it is the month of February. It is just $1 a day. That's $28. Join. Get on a health screening call. We're not just going to let you into the program. We want to make sure that your health is okay. Get on a health screening call and then join us in the program. I work out every day. You'll be able to see me working out. You'll be able to ask me questions. You'll be able to know what protocols that I'm engaging in, as well as some of our other successful clients. And it is led by our board certified health coach, Seamus Sullivan. I'd love to see you there on the other side. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Porn Reboot podcast. I'll speak to you later on in the week. If you found this episode helpful, here are 4 ways I can help you with your out of control sexual behavior for free. The first way is to grab a free copy of my book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men at elevatedrecovery.org, or visit the link in the description below this episode. The second way is, if you're not sure where to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, if you'd like to spend time with like-minded professionals and business owners who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot Group on Facebook. There's a link to join in the description below this episode. The third way is if you need help right now because you have a burning issue, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally or emotionally, you're about to lose your relationship, You want to live up to your potential, be an authentic man, and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving? Then click on the link in the description below this episode that says free coaching call. And the fourth way is to leave us a 5-star review if you enjoy this podcast, so that we can reach more men who are struggling in silence and bring back the lessons we learn from coaching them to freedom.